I don't cry when it rains no more, or I get dirt on my shoes. I don't mind climbing 8 more floors, 'cause these stairs are all heading to you. I don't wait for tomorrow's sunshine when I feel it today. But when it's cold in the dead of winter, remember that snow melts away. One more cold drink, one more roll, one more dance for the doors get closed. Please remember, enjoy the show. Let's get happy before we get old. We don't need plans or a fancy agenda. Well, let's just see where it goes. We got no care for the way people stare at the dust and the dirt on our clothes. Hey, my friend, we'll never say
What y'all say, everybody? Come on into the Cajun Cooking Experience. Man, I'm just dancing to that little music going on right now. This is Spuddy, and tonight we're going to cook a little corn soup. My brother-in-law, old Marshall Crooks, me and him and I were talking one day, and he says, man, what you going to cook? I said, I don't know. He says, how about a corn soup? I said, hell yeah. So that's how we came about to the corn soup, and I have to save him a dish because it was his idea. Corn soup is like, this is the time of the year. You know, you had your gumbo. To me, it didn't quite get cold enough for that vegetable soup yet. But man, a corn soup's good anytime. It's a good comfort food. And I'm going to try something a little different tonight making it. Now, look, there's no right or wrong way of making this. Basically, it gets passed down to family recipes. Well, yeah, Dale, Rocky, Wagger Stack. So I'm going to change a little bit. You know, we also over here in this area, we like to put a roux in our corn soup. I'm gonna do a roux, but I'm gonna do a little difference this time. First, we're gonna start off with these onions. Hello, Melissa. We got plenty of smoked sausage, baby. Hey, Lucy, what you say, Mildred? So we're gonna start off, of course, with them onions. And this is gonna be a big part of it. And I changed some stuff around so I could use my black pot. So I changed the cameras around. I pushed the table up so y'all can see in the pot. Because that black pot's going to cook these onions a whole lot better. So one of the things I'm going to do is, you know, you always have this putting this roux in. I used to sit there and make a little roux. But what it didn't do is give me a chance to cook my onions and my seasonings down a lot, the way I like to do it. Because as you cook this seasoning down, you get these onions nice and brown, get those sugars out, it adds a lot better flavor. So I'm going to come in with a little flour on the top of it after they get brown. And then this is going to give me some flavor in my soup. And the flour coming in is going to help thicken my soup. What do you say, Glenn? And that's a little bit different than making a roux to start with. And look, I'm always experimenting. So I might come back next time and you'll tell them how I'm going to start. What's up? Hey, Sharon. All the way from Berwick. Yes, indeed. So corn soup's been around a long time. Soup has been around a long time. But the thing is, hey, Lori, the corn goes back 9,000 to 10,000 years. And it goes back to a little area in the indigenous peoples of the Bausa River area of Mexico. Hey, Deborah. It's Debbie from St. Louis. All right, Debbie. Would that be my cousin? And I love all my cousins. Man, we're going to get this thing nice and hot. So, and then the corn started off as something called teosinte. And it was real hard. It basically wasn't edible. But over the years, with the selective breeding over generations, and you know, these indigenous people knew what the hell they were doing. They could do the selective breeding, and they'll come and by doing the selective breeding, years later, thousands of years later, they wound up with the corn that we're eating today. Mary, when will you have chicken sausage? Okay. I will have some hopefully after this weekend. I did bring some fresh chicken in, and I got some green onions. So I'm ready to make that chicken sausage. But check with me. Call me before you come over. Hey, Vicky, what you say, Harvey? Man, all my people coming on tonight. All right. Now, something I'm going to bring in. A lot of people don't do this. My mama would fuss me doing this, but I like to bring a little andouille in mine just to get a little smoke flavor. Nothing serious. I'm not bringing a lot in. And what I did, I cut it up and I took the andouille, split it in half, and then maybe split it in half again. Just so I didn't have no big pieces in it. But I want to let this andouille cook down with these onions. Because once I introduced the andouille in it, and I remember this when I was living in St. Rose. One of my neighbors across the street, Miss Velma, she put smoked sausage in hers. And my mama said, you don't put no damn smoked sausage. Yes, Lucy, mama's right. Mama said, you don't put no damn smoked sausage in the corn soup. My mama had her way, and that was it. Look, my mama had an awesome corn soup. But I added the andouille in, and I said, Mama, what do you think? She goes, it tastes good, but you don't need that in there. What you said, Terry? Melissa, I'm surprised you didn't boil some salt meat first. No, I've never tried salt meat in it, but I've heard people that put it in there. I really have. Oh, Happy Jack, what's happening? Pruning, my mom made the best corn and shrimp soup with shrimp my dad caught in the river. There you go, because I was getting to that later. If you were born and raised on the Mississippi River, there's a good chance you ate two things with shrimp, with river shrimp. One was corn soup. The other one was butter beans. And that was some awesome dishes made with the river shrimp. Man, we're going to get these onions nice and brown. Let's go ahead and take a little peek in that pot. See what it's looking like in there. And you see, now, I wouldn't put no sausage in because I don't want to, have all kind of fat in it. So I'd rather just use some andouille, get a little ham taste in it, just so I can get a little touch of smoke. And I've heard people that come in corn soup, they would actually put ham in it. So basically, people would put what they had. Andouille was the substitute for ham because this is what they made. It was their own. And man, almost had a panic attack. I lost my beer. Oh, yeah, you got to have it. So the initial domestication of corn, they were little bitty small ears. But it was a big improvement over the teosinte or teosinte. It was a big improvement. What do you say, Jill? Over that product. And I think I have on my computer, if I can pull it up. Let me get out of there. And this is like your original ears of corn after they started developing. Not a lot of ears, little small ears. And this shows a development of corn as time went on. How they started off real small, and then all the ears grew. So that was just like a progression. They were always, playing with the genetics and just developing different corn over the years to make a better product. Trey, what's going on, brother? Okay, man, this is smelling good already just because of the smoked meat. Pruning. Oh yeah, butter beans and river shrimp. Grew up in reserve. Hell yeah. They call us the river rats. Hell, I'm still a river rat. I tell people I was born in that damn river. I'm gonna die in that river. I gotta smell that river. I gotta have the smell of the river when I wake up. Huh? Oh, I gotta clear the screen. I got so carried away, I forgot to clear the screen, man. There you go. We're all seeing the corn. Well, I wanted to make sure y'all studied for the test. I want to make sure y'all understand it. All right, now we're starting to get some good color in these these onions. Onions starting to get that brown. They're starting to release those sugars. Man, that's what's going to make this, starting to build that little gravy at the bottom. That's going to help make this taste of this corn soup. Now, of course, when I add the flour, that's going to help make my little roux, give me a little roux taste, and help thicken this corn soup. Now, my mom, when she made hers, she always started with the roux. And let's go ahead and take a look down at that pot again. And you can see those onions, how they're getting nice and brown. And if I bring this, go ahead. What'd you say, Roy? Oh, hell yeah, that's some good eating. We're starting to get a little brown color in the water that's coming in. So we're starting to get a little flavor in here. It's all about the base, baby. We building the base. Now, something I always do, I always bring in a little sacrifice shrimp. We're gonna have shrimp in, but I want to bring some shrimp in early because I want to do is I don't care how far these shrimp cook. I don't care if they cook all the way down. I don't care if they disappear in this pot. This is just going to give me more shrimp flavor, more intense shrimp flavor. Now, if I wanted to, I could have left this out. I could put some dry shrimp in here, or I could bring some shrimp powder in here. All of that will work in here. And the only thing I don't have tonight, I don't have garlic. I would normally add garlic in there, but I was out. All right. And a lot of people are asking me when I'm open, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 10 to 3. And that's going to go on throughout the year. Thanksgiving week, I promise you, I'm going to be here Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm not going to open on Monday. I have a date every Monday. I board with the senior citizens of St. Charles Parish. Give me a towel, yeah. Every Monday, I have a date. Okay, now this thing is really starting to come around, and I gotta get this fire as high as I can get it, so I keep this thing rolling. And one thing about this black pot, once you get it hot, it's not gonna let up. Okay. I was about to ask if you can use dry shrimp. Use those to cook. Trey, absolutely, you could put dry shrimp in here. I like dry shrimp in mine. If you're gonna serve it to different people, a lot of people don't like to see the dry shrimp. Tell them get over it. But it really, really gives a good taste because the shrimp are so small and that drying process they go through, it makes a good stout. So instead of going ahead and peel shrimp and I'm keeping all the peelings and I'm boiling all that in water and I'm keeping the stock in the freezer, I can just throw a little dry shrimp in there. Be careful with the dry shrimp. They all salty, so be careful with that. And some people will add canned goods to their corn soup. I've seen some people like to add cream of mushroom. You can do that. Just be careful with the salt. I prefer to stay away from canned goods. That way I know how I'm going to season it. And I know my andouille it's pretty salty, so I have to watch how much salt I put in here. I put them in early so they really cook down. Flavor of the dry shrimp is strong but salty. Yep. Dry shrimp, one of the favorite ways to eat it is while you're drinking nice cold beer. Oh, hell yeah. All right, now we're starting to get some really, really good color on these shrimp. On these onions. And this is what I want. And with this meat, with the andouille, it's cooking down in there. The andouille will start sticking to the bottom of this pot, and that gives me a little flavor in here too. It's about layering those flavors. And if you take the time to layer the flavors, you can change the taste of all your dishes. Just take the time. Nothing, you just, that's close. A little beer, a little wine, whatever you like to drink, a little music. Man, you're on fire. Don't put the TV on, that's just gonna aggravate you. All right, we'll peek down in that pot again. And you can see where this is all starting to come together. See that shrimp in there and the meat? And we're getting ready to add the flour in. Okay. Like I was saying earlier, the corn started off with little small ears with just very few kernels. As they developed it, it became bigger and bigger. The ears grew more, and you have more kernels of corn on the ear, so that you would have what we have today. And then over time, it quickly spread through the Americas. Where's your restaurant? Pruning. I'm 2644 Highway 20 in Vacherie. Now, I do not have a restaurant anymore. So if you're coming to eat, I can sell you stuff to go home and cook so you can eat after you cook, but we no longer serve food. And I know Google says we serve food. Google lies. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and throw my celery in. And all these things that take a little time to cook, that's what I'm kind of putting in right now. Now I'm gonna put a few potatoes in right now. And the reason I'm doing that is those potatoes, I want them to get soft. That'll also help thicken this. And man, they got a good little gravy building down here. Go back down and look in the pot. And you can see the gravy building. That little gravy building down here, that's a nice little brown gravy. That is going to be part of the flavor that you building for your corn soup. Randy, bro, arriving late. But I know I didn't miss the Spuddy Shuffle with the French bread. Oh, hell no, Randy. In fact, I started the show with a little shuffle. I want to end the show with another little shuffle. Man, I was getting into the music, when I lead into the show with the music I lead in with. I was getting into it. I was getting down on it. It doesn't take much. All my dad's family grew up in Vacherie. Man, they got a lot of people I meet up that's that their parents or they have relatives out here in Vacherie. It's amazing. Marshall Crooks, and everybody give up Marshall Crooks a little applause. He's the man that came up with the idea to cook this corn soup tonight. What's up, Joy? Love that corn soup and river shrimp. Oh, hell yeah, that's going back in time, man. I wish I could get a hold of some river shrimp. That would be in here tonight. So in the late 15th century, Columbus, after he came over here, he brought some corn seeds back to Spain. Once he did that, corn spread rapidly across Europe, Africa, and Asia. So it became a major crop. And think about it, corn and potatoes. What we eat, corn and potatoes. That was a huge, those two crops were huge in Europe. Oh man, I could dip the French bread in here right now. This thing is making one awesome gravy. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, I'm gonna bring a little flour in here. And that's gonna give me, and that's probably a little bit less than a half a cup. You can do this as much as you want, but that flour, I'm gonna let it scorch in it. What do you say? Oh, Pootie, what's happening? So if you want that flour to do, once you put it in, you want it to cook to the bottom of that pot a little bit. Don't rush it, but keep it moving. You don't want it to stick and burn, just like making a roux. And you're going to see how this thing is going to start thickening up after that. This is the way, if I'm making small dishes with the roux, just for me, just for 2 or 3 people, this is the way I like to do it. Number one, it's a little healthier. And number 2, you get just as good of a taste because you're layering these flavors. And you can see things are starting to break up in here, which is going to help with the thickness of the soup. Now, one of the things they would do, I've seen people do, people add cream corn in here. I don't, but if you really want to make your own cream corn, just take your corn and let it cook in here for a long time. Sooner or later, all those sugars are going to come out. That corn's going to start breaking up, and you'll have your good cream corn. I don't know if you've ever done that, cook corn long enough where it starts creaming. Man, that is some good stuff. It takes a little time, though. It's not a quick process. So we're going to go in that pot, but when I bring it down, when I'm going to put the water in, you'll be able to see it. You see down here, you see where I'm starting to stick a little bit down here? That's what I'm looking for. Now I'm going to go ahead and bring my stock in. And when you put it in, It doesn't look like it's going to be much, but let it come to a ball and it'll start thickening up, okay? All right. And that stock was kind of hot, so it shouldn't take too long to cook. Now, corn is the biggest crop in the world that's produced in the world. It's the largest crop that's produced in the United States. And the primary uses to feed us, to feed livestock, is made for they made industrial products like ethanol and sweeteners are also made out of it. You know, high fructose corn syrup. You get a lot of that made from corn. And you got the ethanol that you put in gasoline and your fuels. Okay. Now we just want to get this back to a ball. Once we get it to a ball, I'm going to start bringing my tomato in. It's one of the things I think that sets this soup apart than any other soup is bringing these tomatoes in. I'll bring some crushed tomatoes in. I have some cut up whole tomatoes, and I also have some rotel. Man, to me, this is what makes the corn soup. That mixed with the potatoes and the shrimp is just going to be amazing. Now we just want to let that get back to a boil. And you see the color. You have a little color in here. It's not just a plain color water, plain water. Now the potato, you know, a potato was first domesticated by the indigenous peoples 8,000 to 5,000 BC, and then it became a global product and introduced to Europe in the 16th century, and it just changed the diets and the economy of the whole world, all around the world. So the potato was an important crop of the world. And if you remember, they had the potato blight that was Ireland, wiped out half the population. This was from in the 1740s, I believe, or 1840s. It wiped out half of the population, either from starvation. Imagine just starving to death because you have no potatoes, and this was their main crop, or a lot of people immigrated out the country because they were starving to death. And what it hurt the poor people because not only was this a cheap source of food for them, but it also gave them a little income. So their source of income was gone and their source of food was gone. So if you didn't get out, it was big trouble. So you lose half of your population over a potato blight, and it lasted about 5 years. And he even had back, as far as you go back thousands of years, they even had a way to freeze dry potatoes. That blew my mind. That was amazing. And all I gotta do is wait for this water to get to a boil now, and then we're gonna start adding our stuff in. Now, what cracked me up, like the Spanish, they came across the potatoes in the 16th century and they brought them back to Europe. People in Europe were scared of them. They were scared. They was part of the nightshade family, and they believed it was poisonous. And they actually called it the devil's apple. So it took a little while for people, once the Spanish explorers brought them over from Peru, they were scared of them. It took people a little while to get used to, like, I don't know about this stuff, because they were a nightshade crop. Now, potatoes also get a bad rap. People think potatoes are bad for you. And you've heard me say this before. Potatoes not bad. It's what we put on the potatoes that's killing us. But that fully loaded potato is delicious. But that's what makes the potato bad. Potatoes actually have a lot of nutrition. And I wouldn't eat one every day, but I eat half of one every day. And don't throw the peelings away. Eat the peelings on the potato. And people always ask, what's the best potato to make your corn soup with? The one that you like. The season, I had potatoes in the box. I had some red potatoes. They were bad. They were starting to sprout and rot and everything else. So I ran to the dollar store. All they had was baking potatoes, little small ones. What the hell? This is what we're making it with tonight. You use what you have. But the two I really like, the Yukon Gold and then the red potatoes. Those two I really like to use in here. Okay, now we're starting to get a little ball going here. All right, come on. Hey, Jackie, what's going on, baby? Oh, yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and bring my bell peppers in. I like those different color bell peppers. And this goes really good in the corn soup. Gives you those different sweetness in there. I didn't have any green bell peppers. No big deal. I just used the red, the yellow, and the orange. Yeah, like I said, you use what you have. This is what our ancestors did. They used what they had. I'm going to bring the crushed tomatoes and the chopped tomatoes in. Let them cook on it. Let them cook in there. And now you start getting that little change of color, because corn soup always has like this pinkish color. And this is what this tomato, when it starts cooking here, this is what it's going to give it to you. All right. So we're talking about the Great Potato Famine, 1845 to 1849. That was serious. And I talked to somebody that was actually from Ireland, a lady that was from Ireland, and she says when she lived in Ireland, she still had people in Ireland, had the strong Irish accent. She said, man, she had people that actually talked about that. She had great aunts or grandparents that actually went through it. He said it was terrible. And that's how her people wound up in the United States. They came into New York. It was an amazing story. And of course, they like their stout beer too. So today, the potato is actually the fourth most important crop that's actually grown. And it's grown over 125 different countries. So that's amazing. But now we're going to talk about soups a little bit. Why just wait for this to boil? Soups. The indigenous peoples across North America made various corn soups. And they had one called, I found this interesting, a Seneca hulled corn soup. And they existed long before Europeans ever even got to the Americas. And what they did, they dried the corn, and it's boiled in a wheat lye solution. And the lye solution is made from water and hardwood ashes. And they boil it to loosen the hull. And then they take the corn out, and they cook the corn with beans after that for about 3 to 4 hours. After the 3 or 4 hours and it gets tender, they add the protein. They add a protein like a salted pork or ham hocks, smoked ham hocks to it, and then they let it simmer and they serve it. Different kind of corn soup. This goes back thousands and thousands of years of what they used to do. And like I was saying earlier, this combination of shrimp, corn, and potatoes, that became very popular throughout the South. What'd you say, Brian? And if you grew up along the river, you definitely had that corn soup, baby, river shrimp. But the thickener that most of us use will be a roux out here. Now we just get this thing back to a boil and let it boil a little bit. I'm gonna bring a little bit tomato sauce in it. So this is, besides the andouille, this is definitely my mom's recipe. Probably looking down right now and go, that idiot's putting that damn meat in there again. Okay. Now, the thing is, now you just want to let this boil, and we're going to start bringing in the corn. Look at the corn that I have. Okay, this is the frozen corn. This is not canned corn. If you don't believe the difference, and I usually have something, I got a whole can of peas. I did peas a while back, but the corn that you have in a can is going to be dull. And had somebody told me something that, we all like, not me, but we eat microwave popcorn. He was a popcorn. They were popcorn farmers, and all that went overseas because they couldn't compete. He said one day, he goes, you know why they put corn in a bag, let you put it in the microwave? Because you take the corn that doesn't pass the grade, good enough to be the kind you pour in the pot and cook it, you put it in the bag and hide it. That's why he said that's why you get so many kernels that don't pop. After he told me that, hell, I don't want no more in the bag. He said that would be your lower quality corn. Maybe that's why they can stuff too. Not only to make it last a long time, but maybe because it's a lower quality. I don't know. All right. Let this boil a little bit. We're going to start bringing in the corn and the potatoes. Canned corn will actually get tough after cooking it too long. Fresh or frozen is best. You got that, Melissa? And we got a little shallot tops. And watch. Melissa, fresh parsley. So, and if you get the frozen, it'll last in that freezer a long time. I didn't know that it would actually get tough after cooking too long. What people don't realize, and this is something I read that I found that was amazing. If you take corn, any vegetable, let's say it's picked in California and it's transported, it takes a few days to get over here in the United States. It's even though it's fresh vegetables, it's losing quality. This is what I've read and this is what I've been told. But if you take it out the field, quick freeze it, and it's frozen, and you use it frozen, you may have more nutrition in that bag of frozen vegetables than you actually have in the vegetables that were transported in that took a week to get here. It makes sense to me. I believe it. Also, use frozen. I find the sweeter and tastes better. Brenda, so do I. I find it does taste better. No, I'm eating it right now. It's got a good sweet taste to it. This is a good corn. This is going to work well. And if you're going to freeze it, I'm thinking like you can see it in the bags and all, it's going to be a higher quality. I may be wrong, but if I can look in the bag, I want it to look good. So I would put a better quality that people can see. Kathy, what's it say? Kathy, glad you used the shrimp. I didn't see them in your first pick. Oh, hell yeah. Tell Russ our only story we love. Look, Kathy, we got a lot more shrimp to come in. You don't have to worry about a thing. Now we're starting to get the color of corn soup. In fact, all I want to do is taste right now. And all I'm tasting for, and Brian, I know you in corn country up there. That's, man, y'all got some corn. What I'm tasting for right now, I'm tasting for the seasoning. It's got a nice little thickness to it. It's going to get thicker as it goes along. What you say, roll it. Just get it. Going to have to go back and watch the beginning. Yeah, you got to see how I build those flavors, rolling. Ooh. Ooh. I don't even have the corn in yet. This damn thing is good. Oh, man. And I'm going to start dancing a little early tonight. I can feel it. Damn. I'm going to go ahead and bring that corn in now. Now, I'm going to tell you, I like a lot of corn in my corn soup. I'm not going to wish I had corn in here, believe me. If I'm going to make corn soup with shrimp and potatoes, I'm going to have a lot of shrimp, potatoes, and corn. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and take it down, looking down in that pot. I bet it smells amazing, Vicky. You wouldn't believe it. It tastes pretty damn good too. Now look at the colors. I put a picture on Facebook of all the ingredients I was putting in here because it was so colorful. I mean, the colors just explode. Look at the different colors in this pot. I mean, these, and they, you know, the more colorful, the healthier it is. So it's going to be a very, very healthy soup. Now we just got to get. And the thing is keep getting this back to a boil. Man, there's not this color in here. You have so much nutrition and vitamins and minerals here. It's unreal. Now you see it starting to boil now. Now this corn takes a little time to cook. Good cold day, like we had one of the mornings. Like this has been beautiful weather. You see, you get one of those rainy days. Weather's kind of cool. It's just nasty outside. Oh my goodness. Bunny Frank Sabinski. Oh, I love some corn soup. Oh, hell yeah. Boss, you give me the okay, brother. Rolling. I put flour on the onions that were cooking down, and I made that my roux. So I didn't put a roux in the beginning so I could build those layers of flavor. When you go back and watch, you can see what I did. And look, this is the first time I do it this way. So I want to see if it does make a difference. Now, one of the things I could have done is I could have made a roux this evening and put it on the side right here. I could have went ahead, cooked all my seasoning down, bring it. And once I get it the ball right here, I could have taken that roux and added it and whipped it in there. I've done that before. I've made gumbos like that. There's nothing wrong with that. If you make the roux on the side, don't put any vegetables in it. Don't add onions. Just leave it like that. You can keep, if you just do roux, the oil and the flour, you can keep that roux for weeks or months. And I'm talking about out on the stove. You don't have to refrigerate it. Fresh shuck corn makes a fantastic corn soup if you can get it fresh. You know, Glenn, I've been finding some ears of corn in the store, and they've been really, really good. So if you want and you like the fresh shuck, just go get you some in the store. I've been seeing them. They haven't been expensive. And just shuck them into your soup. But those have been really, really good. Okay. Now this corn I have left right here, that's going to be my lunch tomorrow. Add a little butter to that and cook that down. And one of the things I'm going to make real soon, I have to get some more corn, is a corn makshu. That's something else I really, really love. I don't cook it often enough, but it's a really good dish. That was an interesting soup that the Native Americans made. Then this was interesting. It combines corn and beans and squash, and they use the squash, pureed squash, as the thickener. I found that was an interesting soup. And like I said, soup's been around probably as long as man's been around. The oldest soup goes back to 20,000 BC. And that is where modern day China is. The oldest written recipe for soup goes back to 1730 BC in ancient Mesopotamia, which is now Iraq. So soup goes back a long, long ways. Now that I put the corn in, we'll see how the flavor's changing. Oh, hell yeah. Now I'm going to come in with a little hot sauce. There it is. Sputter and shuffle. Shit, I ain't started shuffling yet, man. This thing got me going. A little hot sauce. It's something I like to put in my soups. I love some Mrs. Dash. Some little herbs they have in there. So I always add a little of that in there. I find that really does well. I just like the flavor of the Mrs. Dash in my soups. Mm-hmm. Now, time to bring the potatoes in. How much potatoes you want? Man, that is strictly up to you how much potatoes you want to put in here. But potatoes will give it, they're game changers as far as the flavor. I thought I had more. That's why I put those other ones early. It's a game changer as far as the flavor. It will give a very good taste. It's going to change the taste of it. I can't imagine making this corn soup without it. But the main thing is going to be the shrimp. That's going to be your game changer when you make this corn soup. Now, if you're allergic to seafood, you can actually stop right here. You don't have to add the shrimp. You know, because I wouldn't, if you're allergic to seafood, you would just make shrimp and corn soup with fake shrimp. Just don't put any. Just tell everybody you got it in their dream. Make believe. And it would still be a good soup. Okay. Man, the colors are just exploding this thing. Can you please open the best restaurant that St. James ever had? At least sell some of this soup to other things you make. Lenny, there's a better chance I'll sell some of the stuff that I make a lot better than I'll open this restaurant again. Potatoes won't suck up the seasoning. Oh, yeah, they will. Well, if you happen to make it a little too spicy, that'll help you putting those potatoes in. Okay. Oh, crab meat also works. I've heard people that put crab meat in here, and I almost bought some crab bodies in. I say crab meat, put crab meat in anything. It's going to work. I'll put it on my shoe and make a sandwich with it. What you said, Jared? Okay. Whew. Now I'm going to start bringing, now it's starting to come back to a ball. My cooking plan for the weekend. Much love. All right, Sharon. Love you back, baby. You got to make that corn soup. You can't go wrong with a corn soup. You really can't. And then when you cook it, you know, we have it left over. You take this corn soup and you put it in the freezer. We're always looking for stuff to eat. Oh, man, I don't know what I want to eat. These are the kind of dishes that freeze well. And you have to think about it the day before. You can think of it, this is a lot better. Put it in, you get these plastic quart containers. They freeze real well. You put it in your freezer. If you could think about it the day before, put it in your ice box. By the next day, it's going to defrost and it'll be ready to, they put it towards the front, not towards the back of the ice box. And that way, it'll start defrosting so that you won't have to rush that defrosting. You won't have to be there trying to pound this thing in the pot. This is one of the dishes I love to put in the freezer. That's why you always make a little extra. Come on back, sucker. And just for you, Melissa, got a little parsley going in. And it's going to take down and take a peek in that pot now. I think, if it lets me. And you can see all the colors just coming together. This thing, it's got some nice red color. Yes, indeed. And one of the things I did when I made my stock, the way I made my stock tonight, I took me a Boston butt bone, a plain, just out of the bone, that shoulder bone. I boiled it, cut off my vegetables, I cut off of all my vegetables that I use in here, and the stems of the parsley and my bay leaf. That made my stock. And I always add a few chicken necks in there too. It is good. All right. Coach Ivana, this is good stuff, I promise. Want to get another little taste? Now the thing is, you know, I'm trying to keep everything under an hour. But now the thing is, you just want this to simmer. You just want this to simmer and let all these flavors put this together. Put the sauteed shrimp on the side. Hating on the shrimp, huh? Ooh. Hey, Michael, besides some chicken necks, I hope you added some Abita. Well, not until you tell me so, brother. There you go. Oh. Man, now y'all saw, I just added a little hot sauce in here. It's gotta, actually, I didn't add any salt. I didn't add any, I just added a little bit of hot sauce and some Mrs. Dash. This thing is seasoned enough. Holy cow. All right, Trey. Oh, God. You can tell that shrimp, the shrimp is starting to break out. Where you at, Dino? Looking good, huh, brother? The shrimp are starting to, the seasoning of the shrimp starting to set in here. This is one of those foods when I cook it, what I hate is I sit there and I eat this thing all day. Rolling in progress. When you have this mind that can't sit down and concentrate, it's taking me a lot longer than I ever thought. But I am going to have that cookbook, I promise. Okay. Got to have the French bread test. Oh, man. Hell yeah, Sharon is coming. Oh. You know, when I have people come in and do my cooking classes, when they make a jambalaya and they build that gravy in there, I always do the French bread test, where I take a little piece of French bread and I dip it in there and let them all taste. They're all dancing. Woo! This thing had a little while to go, but I can't wait. I'm gonna get a little taste of the soup now. The only waiting for now are these potatoes to finish cooking, and this thing's gonna be finished. How about cream of mirliton soup as the cold weather approaches one of your shows? Kind of like that. David, I just need some ideas of how you're gonna cook that. Hell yeah, I think that. Because I want to do something with mirliton. Cream of mirliton soup would be really, really good. Cream of mirliton soup definitely has to have shrimp in it. Oh. Now, only thing we can do, those that are allergic to shrimp, is right before we put the shrimp in, put some of the soup on the side. The shrimp has to cook in here. So we can put some of the soup on the side and then bring the shrimp in for everybody else. Shrimp and mushrooms. Oh, hell yeah. I was out of mushrooms too. That's why they're not in here. Oh. It's not even finished yet. Oh, man. Y'all, do yourself a favor this weekend. Make you some corn soup. Not hard to make. Get you some frozen corn. If you like cream corn in it, that's good. Some people do like to put the cans of cream corn. That is no problem. It does give it a little sweeter taste. But also, you know, something I didn't do. If I want to give it a little sweeter taste, I just give them sugarcane farmers a little loving. Bring in the rest of my parsley. And only have a little bit of beer left, so just bring that in there too. Cream of mirliton soup. Hell yeah, I can't wait to try this one. You know I'm game for anything, brother. Now, once those potatoes get right, do I prefer ham or undo it? Straight, always undo it. I'm gonna tell you why. If you buy a ham on the market, a lot of those hams are shot up. I don't know what's in them. I don't know what they shoot them up with. I know what don't do it. I know what's in it. So I'm gonna say undo it, and it's definitely the one I make. It's gonna have a cleaner taste, and I know it's only seasoned with salt and pepper. I don't have any preservatives or fillers in it, and that's why I like to undo it. If something else that we're working here is tasso. Tasso will work fantastic in this corn soup. Almost done. Potatoes are starting to let out the starches now. I'm starting to taste that in the soup. Take one more look in that pot. And I think we're going to take one more look in that pot. And you can see all the colors in here. See the parsley kicking around? You have all the different colors of the tomatoes, the corn. I have some ham from a local farm. They salted the old-fashioned way. Trey, that's probably going to be good. Yep, the store stuff is terrible. So what I would do right now, if I was cooking this for me, I would lower the fire and just let this slow cook. and bring it back, slow the roll, and just let it cook. Let it simmer. And you may have to come in with a little bit more stock because it's going to thicken up. How thick you want it, that's up to you. I like mine not too thick, not too thin. Just right. Y'all, tomorrow, I'm going to make a pick of myself with this stuff. This is Spudman's corn soup. Put what you want in it. Make it any way that you want to make it. There's no right way or wrong way to make it. All I can tell you is use some good ingredients. Garbage in, garbage out. You put quality in, you get quality out. And let me tell you, once you use quality products, you're not going to go back to all that garbage that you tasted in the past. I promise you. Once you get used to clean eating, it's hard to go back. Marshall, come on out. We got some for you, brother. Russell, you got to try this. You got that right. You got to try it. Let me know when you try it, how it comes out. Anybody? Y'all make some this weekend? Make some pictures of it. I like to see other people's corn soup. And any ideas you have that's a little different, let me know. What's up, my brother Rabbit? Lord, my man is good. My bull and buddy from downtown Norco, Louisiana. So y'all, Spudman corn soup, the color's perfect, the color's good, and all I can tell you is this is gonna make you dance. It's gonna make you dance all night long. It just doesn't get any better. So I will see y'all next week. I have no idea what I'm cooking yet. You have any suggestions? Shoot them over to me. I have a couple ideas in my mind, but and I'm here this week because I didn't have jury duty. Yes, everything worked out. So y'all have a great week. God bless y'all. Thank you all for watching tonight. Love y'all and see y'all next week.
Don't get me wrong, I love my life. These concrete walls, these city lights. What I'm about to say, it won't make no sense, but I gotta